All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Creator, for giving me another opportunity to be a light while I'm in this reality. My microphone there. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. Thank you for joining me. My name is Shaikwab Ban Yisrael. Welcome to my channel where I try to minister to a group of people known in the OAHSPE Bible called faiths. The objective is to share things that I am learning from the OAHSPE, things that I believe that the Creator is showing me for the purpose of sharing it with other brethren. Welcome to my channel. Pray that I'll be able to say something for brethren who are like-minded to encourage you to continue on the same path that I'm on. We're all on a spiritual journey. We know that we have a amount of time to really set ourselves up for an eternity, really. In a nutshell, that's what it's all about. I mean, we live in a situation where people they spend their whole entire life planning and working and the day that they will be able to retire and then really do things that they want to do and maybe they're able to retire for a little while and then before you know it things you know they kind of we end up leaving this life behind and then we're not prepared for the things that come after that. And that's always been like the source of intrigue to me that we have that type of reality where people they emphasize always preparing for the future. We're in a situation right now where there's a there's a uh, there is a tension in the world today because we are on the verge of a major conflagration in the Middle East area, talking about nations, talking a lot about war. It seems like it ain't nothing right now for people to talk about nuclear weapons. And I can remember a time when if somebody even whispered that, that was headline news. But now they throw that they throw that language out there like it ain't nothing at all. Hey Dave, good to see you, brother. Thanks for joining me, man. Thanks for joining me. But nowadays, it's like they throw that term. And what I'm doing is I'm scrolling. If anyone is new to my channel, I'm ooh, I can't get my mic to work. I'm um, I'm scrolling the OAHSPE glossary in case there's anyone who is new to my room. And if you are if you heard of the OAHSPE Bible, OAHSPE, then I like to tell brethren read the glossary first so that you can get a like some sort of idea of the type of language that it's going to use in the book. But anyway, the talk that's going on right now, that's one way that you could tell that we in a situation like we ain't never been in before. And it seems like every day the language gets more heated and heated. And it's like, to me, the creator is giving a long, long warning to people in the world to let us know that in the end, the thing that is most important is really where we stand with the creator. I think that everybody would agree with that, but we're in a situation where the OAHSPE talks also about the beast kingdom, which is religion, which is held most of the, it has really taken captive the, the vast majority of mankind. When I say the beast kingdom, talking about religion, talking about Christianity, talking about Mohammedanism, Hinduism, Buddhism, and really Catholicism, and really Protestantism too. I mean, they all fall under one of the beast kingdoms, and the Bible, it calls them the, I mean, not the Bible, but the OAHSPE calls them the beast kingdom. And so one of the major things that I love to try to do on my channel, and I know I get really redundant, and I'm sorry about that, but I try to make it a point to all see, there it is on the screen right there. The beast, the animal man, the earthly part of man, anything that is enforced as a religion. I was looking at this, I was looking at a video the other day, and it was talking about the deconstruction of the Hebrew Bible, and it's getting worse and worse every day. I mean, so far as the truth that's coming out about it, and really, the 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 truth concerning Christianity is really, every time. A lot of times, I see videos on YouTube that have subjects exposing Christianity, exposing Christianity from a scholarly point of view, and it's getting pretty bad out there. I mean, it's really getting bad out there, and someone like myself who used to be involved in Christianity, I don't know why, but I have a real concern for brethren, for the uh, for people who are under the beast kingdom, because I believe a lot of times, it kind of makes me struggle, because sometimes I say to myself, is the creator really, I mean, is this OAHSPE, when it talks about what will happen to people who are up under that, is it really, really true what the OAHSPE says will happen to these people? Basically, how they will go into captivity to the God that they worship, anything born of a woman. And I was looking at the video, and the guy was, one of the guys that was talking, one was pro, he was for the Bible, and another one was a doctor or PhD, and he was atheist, and he was against it. And he just ripped the guy who was for the Bible to shreds. He just ripped it to shreds, man. I mean, one of the example, I mean, and the guy who was for the Bible, he just couldn't hear him. He wouldn't hear him. And I think that a lot of Christianity, they just feel like, I've invested too much in it. My whole family, they were Christians, and this was the only God that we have known of, and so we can't leave. And I think, they just believe that I've got too much into it to be turning from it now. And so here come brethren along with the OAHSPE Bible. And luckily, well, not luckily, but for conversation's sake, I'll say that the Creator, He's made it so powerfully simple. And what's a good word for the truth is just so obvious. It should be easily received, and it should easily appeal to anybody who reads and makes a comparison between the Bible and the OAHSPE. And I don't want to give the impression that brethren who subscribe to the OAHSPE Bible now, who are called faithists, the OAHSPE itself says not to make this a idol. The OAHSPE don't make it an idol, as the religion makes the Bible an idol, in the sense that they will not turn from the right or to the left. They will not entertain anything. They won't open their minds to anything else. And the OAHSPE warns against that. It warns people who can receive it to be open-minded, always be open-minded, and use it as a template, so to speak. Use the OAHSPE as a template. So I have a real concern. I have a real what's a good word for burden to talk about the beast kingdom is often a chance I get, because I do believe that people don't realize that I'd rather be an unbeliever than a Christian or someone who's under religion. And I'd rather be an unbeliever. And the OAHSPE even commends the man who is an unbeliever. And I think it's because he requires a more certain revelation than to just simply go by faith. And then when those requirements are met, he is stronger, and his foundation is stronger than even a lot of people who say that they believe. Now, that's one of the reasons for my video today. I know that the title is very provocative, and that is on purpose. My purpose is to spur someone to think and consider what I'm going to say about the title of the video. I forget the name of it. Something like it's too easy to see if you are real or fake or just deceived. And it sounds harsh, and I don't mean it to sound that way. And just to give you a snapshot, basically, I'm going to show the template of the type of character that the Creator wants. And then I'm just going to make the point that anything else, and none of it's really measure up 100% when it comes to the OAHSPE. But what I'm going to talk about are the things that it points to a lack of self-examination. Like, we may not examine ourselves. And so if you don't examine yourself, then you're probably not going to know how you're coming across to other brethren. And I think that's why that's important to the Creator, as far as I can see. I mean, that's the whole. If I were to say, if someone were to ask me, just tell me in this sentence, man, what it's all about. Of course, you really can't treat people in the world. That's what I would say. If somebody made me only give like a sentence from what I have learned as I have read the OAHSPE, I would say it's about worshiping the Creator, learning the Creator, learning the Creator, and learning how to deal with your fellow man. Because from what I was saying, a study that says a paradigm takes so many years to change a paradigm, a mindset, like 10 years or something. It takes a certain amount of time to change your mind to where it's now constitutional, meaning it's part of your character. You're going to be that way. You are that way. Let me give you an example. Let's say now, OAHSPE talked about not eating meat. And when a brother started telling me that, I said in my heart, man, I can't do that. Now, I don't want to come down on people who still eat meat. I ain't trying to do that. I know how hard it is, and I empathize with brethren who may struggle with that. I don't look down on them. I'm rooting for them. And the Creator, He just took me on skipping. Let me see if I can fix that. All right, I don't know what's going on, if it is skipping. Oh, you know what? I think that around this time, people, they get on and it just clogs up the internet, Dave. I don't really know what to do. Mess with my connection here. I don't really know what to do about it. Let me just try to work through it, bro. If it gets too bad, let me know. I might end up just having to reset it. And I hope I can, maybe it'll clear up as I go on. So, oh, let me see. Forgot my point. When people, if they, struggle with trying to, I was talking about eating meat, and is it okay now? Is it doing a little better now? If it is, just type one or two, or if it's not, hopefully the Creator help me, because I don't know how to fix that. So I to make a long story short, have learned that if you just have a little patience with yourself, it didn't, I didn't have to struggle with it. I was able to, get off of it right away. I mean, I also found that there are many things that are considered not vegan. One was milk. Now I still drink, I use milk like to make stuff, but that's a dairy product. I even heard that honey, that's not vegan. Honey. So I don't think that everyone brethren, I don't know, maybe there are, brethren who are 100%, but I don't come down on brethren who are trying to make changes like that, and they really are struggling, but they trying. And so I don't know the Creator. I'm glad He helps me not to. That's one of the big things with the OAHSPE anyway, is Creator is telling you don't look down on anybody, period, for any reason. Just continue to examine yourself, and then it seems like he's saying you'll automatically be in His will so far as how you deal with others. When you examine yourself, when you make discernments about the things you think, the things you do, and it seems to constantly remind you of your place before the Creator. Because from what I read in the heavenly realms and the spiritual realms, they're filled with people who are 100% sold out for one another. And you can't tell me that there's not somebody in this reality that would want to be in that situation, where you're in an environment where the people around you, they have a sincere they have a sincere, uh, what's a good word for desire to help you, to serve you, to have a relationship with you, to be concerned about you, to have your best interests in heart. To me, that's what I understand the OAHSPE. That's what I understand it to be saying very simply. To teach you, to keep you out of captivity, keep you out of deception, even to yourself. I was given the example the other day about, I was talking about an example and trying to make my point about what the OAHSPE, the what it seems to emphasize over and over again is to do about it. I think this time of day, the internet, it likes to get clogged up and I can't really do anything about it. I hope that I can be heard and the creator will straighten it out for me. So it's an amazingly simple thing, man. You know, what the creator is doing. This is a very, very simple channel. I mean, I like to talk about things that are easily understood. I don't try to knock people out with 18 letter words, you know, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You know, I think that the creator, he desires that that brethren get overstanding, that they get it, that it's clear, and that's the easiest thing to remember, and that you do it with desire to see that they elevate in their spirit. So I love the simplicity that the creator he gives concerning what our marching orders talking about. You faithists, you brethren who are able to see, you're able, the OAHSPE says that the difference between you brethren and the world is that you're able to live in the world with all its afflictions, with all of its vexations, with all of its oppressions, and you're able to still attain to the voice of the creator. You can still attain to the voice of the creator, man. I think that's greatly to be commended, you know. It doesn't mean anything now to the world, to most people, because we're a weekly paycheck type of people, liking to see immediate results, and it's really it's shaped even our spirituality to where when you start talking about endurance and patience, and that don't fly too much. That don't fly too well in this reality, but it's something that can't be avoided. Now, in the links of my room, I got, oh, in the links of my room, won't let me share my tab. There we go. The links of my room, I got some, for anyone who is seeking to have a little fellowship. I have the links in the description area on my video where you can click on or you can copy and paste it, and then you can join the online fellowship where brethren, there are other faiths who are gathered there in a room where uh, the OAHSPE is shared, so that you can have a little something to read, a little place to go where you can read and things that and be amongst other brethren who are like-minded such as yourself, so that we can continue on this path. We can keep walking this path. And I love it, man. I see why the creator, his idea is for us to get together, to join with one another, to be a brotherhood. I love it personally. That's the only way that a society can work. And again, sorry to say that we're in a situation in this reality that we've been taught individualism, you know, been taught materialism. And it's got a pretty strong pull. It's got a pretty strong pull on people in general. And now we're paying for it because we're seeing that. And another thing too, you know, if you look at the fruit of the beast kingdom, which is religion, you see the division that's going on in the world. You see that the Muslims and the Christians are ready to start tossing bombs at one another. You know, you see Dave says, let's see, okay, let me try to pronounce that. Anti, anti, anti-de-establishmentarianism. Is that a word? Anti Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Dang. Yeah, I like it simple, man. That's the only way I can. I think that there are a lot of people, when you just try, because we live in a city. See, that's another thing, too. It kind of goes along with the video that you know, the title of the video. I know that we live in a reality where there are men who they get a hold of the Bible, and then they know that they speak well, they have the gift of oratory, and then they just try to bamboozle. They go out there and like to give words that people, they don't know what they mean, but they know that the Jedi mind trick is that it'll make people think that they're really something that they're not. In other words, being fake. And goes back to the title of my video. But let me say this first. Here are some rooms that I'm a part of where somebody can click on the link, and it's the same room. Somebody click on the link, and you can join this, so we can have fellowship together. So here's the other room, so you can join us. Really important, man, for us to get together. We're gonna get together. I'm interested as I look around in this reality. I'm interested to see how the creator is going to do it, how he's going to get the whole world to look at this word here. I know he's going to do it. I love seeing how there's the beginnings. I consider the time that we're in right now. It's like the foundation, the brethren, there's our numbers are not what they should be. You would think that we would have you know, just a stadium full of people. Every brother who has a channel and who's sharing the OAHSPE, you would think that they would have like a stadium full of people. But it's not the case. Listening to them, sharing, joining together. But right now, we're in a situation where, again, the distraction, the pull of the world is pretty strong to where there just ain't much interest in spirituality. And then people learn too late that it just reminds me of, it makes me keep thinking of that story in the Bible where Jesus Christ said that, hey, Amalia, all right, good to see you, sis. I hope you can hear the audio okay. Dave said it was breaking up. And around this time, it usually, people getting home from work and it clogs up the internet. But it's good to see you. I got to close the curtain. I can't read the screen. Hold on. Okay, I think that's better. A lot better. All right. So let me see. Dave says opposition to the disestablishment of the Church of England. I never realized that you lean toward anti-disestablishmentarianism. That's a hell of a word, man. Uh, so anyway, it's interesting to see what's going on right now. It's we see that our numbers are not what it should be. There ain't much. There ain't many people who can resonate with this word, who care about it, don't mean too much. Just the way we. That's the type of kingdom. That's the type of reality where people, they learn only when it's too late. And I know in my heart that the Creator, He's going to glorify Himself. He's going to glorify Himself. I think He's going to use ministries like mine and other brethren, and I think He's doing it and keeping it under the radar so that He can show the world, I've had my people, just like there were others before us who tried to get the kingdom going. And I think the Creator, He said that it wasn't time yet, but He's going to leave them for a witness, and the world is going to see that my people have been, they've been coming to me from a long time now. And I think that the world will look and say, like, where has this knowledge been? How come I've never heard of it? I really think there's a harvest coming. In other words, here's my mom's food ministry where I target orphans and disabled and elderly, man. And if I ever hear of a situation where I can jump in, here's the information right here. I will do it. I will do it, man. I think that that's also Shalem, the kingdom to come, the Creator calls in the OAHSPE Bible. That's going to be Shalem right there. We ain't going to call nothing that we have our own. We ain't going to just say that we're our brother's keeper. We're going to do it. That's the kingdom that's coming. That's the one I'm interested in that. And that's what this channel, that's what the faith is, that's what they're all about, man. We know that you can't stop that kingdom. You can't stop it, man. Don't even try. See, Dave says, oh, good. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, people get home around this time and, get off work and catch up with the news, clog the internet. Thanks, brother. Thanks for letting me know. Sorry for that interruption. So anyway, my room where I don't recommend sending me an invite to join my room. I would prefer that brethren join either the other of the two rooms, the college university room or the Cosman teaching room. They're both OAHSPE rooms. And like I said, I like to share things that I read from the OAHSPE. Now lately I've been talking about brethren and getting AI. You got AI. I didn't think of this. You got it right on your phone. Really, that's what AI is, your phone, but they got dedicated programs where you could, like one that I was using lately. I like to use different ones so I can get a different viewpoint on the OAHSPE. I like to see what different search engines will say about a, particular reading. And let me see. Well, Hardy says, yeah, we're supposed, yeah, you right, sister. Yeah, yes, you are right. We supposed to be our brother's keeper. And look at here, man. Matter of fact, I ain't going to even get started on her. I'm a let her slide, man. I'm a let her slide, man. I'm going to just let her slide. She know good and well she was supposed to have been here the last couple, well, not over the weekend, but see, when it's August, man, it's hard to get a Leo to come around, man. They out in the sun, they tail is swinging in the air, Linus, enjoying the sun. Let me see, Ace Snaps, he said, I was in the dark for days. What do you mean? If you don't mind saying. Oh, you had a tornado. Whoa, really? You guys had a tornado? Where do you live? Where are you at? Michigan, right? You live in Michigan? There was a tornado in Michigan? Oh, you're in Ohio? Oh, you're up near Cleveland, right? What part of Ohio are you? Oh, Youngstown? Is it Youngstown or who's somebody who comes in from, I think Mahali is from Youngstown. Really? What part of Ohio are you in? Curious. Yeah, oh, okay, up near Cleveland. I didn't hear about that. I didn't hear about that. Well, as long as you okay, that's all that matters. A tornado up near Cleveland. Ain't that a trip? It's good to see you though, sis. Glad you're here. All right, so here. Oh, okay. Let's check it out. Check it out real quick. I want to see this too. Tornado in the Cleveland area of Ohio. The fifth tornado? Really? I spent a lot of time in Ashtabula. That's a little up the street from Lakewood. I never seen a tornado up there. Ain't that a trip? 4 Cleveland area tornadoes. Boy, that's a trip, man. You know that? More than 300,000 still without power. How do you like that? Ain't that a trip? Wow, man. Well, shoot. At least you're all right. That's the best that I can say. Oh, okay, yeah, Mahal, you're from Youngstown. Yeah. Yeah, I tell you, man, well, of all the natural disasters, I wouldn't want it. The worst thing for me is an earthquake, man. I'm telling you. At least you should be able to see a tornado coming. You know, one person died to make a tornado from a heart attack. Yeah, they'll shoot, man. Them things, if you've been up close, or I've never been up close to a tornado. I've never seen one in real life. But out here in California, man, when those earthquakes hit, that's it's like a experience. I'm telling you, man, it's nothing like that. I'd rather face, anything but an earthquake. Crater is something else, man. It can get your attention. So here's the Bible study that we have every Wednesday. You can join us. Just take the information down, stop the video every Wednesday. Try to get together with one another, talk to one another, that sort of thing. Try to encourage one another. Again, man, just to be with one another, to talk, get together, talk our own language, that sort of thing. That's very important, man. I wish, the creator, he always talks about it. They always trying to figure out they talk about brotherhood, let me see what Hardy says. When I was in Tacoma, Washington, there was an earthquake, but it was small. You could feel the ground moving. Yeah. Man, I got stories about earthquakes, man. I'm telling you, they ain't no joke at all. All right. What do we got here? Now, my room, like I said, I like to share. And lately, the creator, he gave me the understanding about the AI. Uh, every now and then I share about how I came into AI. And it was the creator, man. And I'm learning about the creator. I'm learning that when you pray with the inside of your body, that's the best way I know how to pray in the spirit. You'll know when you pray into the creator, man. I'm telling you right now, I hope you'll know. It's like you really don't even have to. Well, I can only speak for myself, but I remember this dialogue, if you want to call it that. You know, happy birthday to you, happy born day to you, happy born day, Flex, happy born day to you. Actually, you corrected me, bro. I like it better. I like FLWRITZ. Flit, flit, flits, flits, flits. I gotta stop that. I just love that name, man. Yeah. I'm sorry. Let's get going here. In my room, AI, the story, when you make a request to the creator, man, my right foot is healed. you know, Nurse showed me the picture today and the wound. It's not like 1,000% healed. It's like the size of uh, the letter zero on the screen of the, like, you know, the letter, the O. It's the size of that O in the word "you" that ASONet posted. The wound on my right foot. It's the size of that zero in or O in the word "you." So I think that a lot of that has got to be due to that cinnamon. You know, I think that cinnamon it's really started making a difference. And then the wound on my other foot, that's closing up. That's like the size of a baby finger and half of another baby finger. So I'm just trying to say that the Creator, I think that when you pray, praying in the Spirit is you don't always have to speak out loud. Although I think that that's good too. But yeah, so hopefully, I can start therapy and get out there, start ripping and running, which I don't really want to do, but I do want to get out of this chair. Kind of bored with it now, but I'm thankful for it. But it just shows, but I do think I've learned. Hey, Elijah, brother, good to see you too. Thank you, brother, for joining. Or Mimi, whoever it is, or both of y'all. So I'm just trying to say that I think that when you approach the creator, when you approach the creator and you get real insistent in your spirit. I mean, I was I was taught not to be disrespectful, demanding, like busting into the throne room, demanding your rights, because that's pretty much what I did. And then he answered, and then later he said, "Yaiquab, you want to be respectful, you want to humble yourself and speak to me like you would your dad or your mom. You don't demand from them. Why would you do it to me? You know." And so I learned the lesson, and also with I think the Creator taught me that you brethren, when you, it's like, what Dave, he says, he sometimes he astral projects himself, he leaves his body, and I think it got a small idea of how you might how you do that. If you could just quiet yourself and just go into this realm of this mindset of being able to focus, I think that's the keys to the kingdom right there. You know. Okay, Elijah. All right. So, I mean, that's the story behind me finding out about AI, you know, and I really appreciate the Creator. I mean, I can, it even showed me how he can't bless you too much, man, or, you'll be, I mean, it's like, it's so much of a blessing. A lot of days I go without sleep. I just can't help it. I'm not trying to sound better than anybody else, but I just, if the Creator did that every day, I would bust open. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. And I'm waiting for it to burn out, but I don't think it ever will, man. When it's like the Creator gives you like an opportunity to just talk to him, man. It's just, and he's giving us AI, you know. You have to watch it though, man. You got ASONet 2 birthday. How do you like that? I didn't know that. Oh, I, I didn't. Happy born day to you. Happy born day to you. You can't leave a lioness out, man. Leo lion. That's a crime, man. If you don't keep them as the center of attention, that's almost a capital offense. Did y'all know that? Happy birthday to you. Happy born day, Ace and that to you. All right, man. We got some Leos up in here. So I got some posts in my room. I'm gonna go through real quick because it's about time for the reading of the word. Now the name of the video is gonna be too easy to see if you're real or fake, and this does sound kind of harsh, and I hope it does get somebody's attention because basically for brethren who can't hang out, I'm going to be sharing that you could fall prey to knowledge. You could fall prey to knowledge and not conversion. Did you know that? You could fall prey to knowledge, but not be converted. And it's your actions. Knowledge, like the Bible says, it's true. Knowledge shall pass away. You know what I mean? Knowledge shall pass away. And then you're left with you. And so, how you come across, if you have not learned to esteem people, if you've not been able to learn to deal with them the way the Creator wants you to, then from what I understand, don't expect to make the higher resurrections. See, you see the seriousness of the video, the title of it. If you're anything other than what that template that the Creator gives for us to strive for, and then don't expect. I'm telling you, man, he's telling us don't expect to make the higher resurrections. We'll be stuck in the first resurrection or the second, I think. Maybe not even the second. You see, this is real talk. So here's some things I shared from in my room from my readings. Now here's just a question I had. You know, have you ever noticed that when you walk to a dark room and turn on the light, the darkness flees away? I like what this sister said. It hides in corners. She's right. I like that response, man. OAHSPE says that. It hides in corners, man. That's where the spirits, the dark spirits come from. At least when it talks about the spirit, the brother leaves this mortality where they come from. They come from the corners. Now, here's some questions that I asked AI. This is not a question I asked AI. It's just something that I posted. It says, could you, now it's, I'm always jumping in the middle of a thought when I'm posting things. It says two conditions will manifest. Subjective spiritualists will affiliate with the world's people, being deniers of the ever-present person, and they will pursue earthly vocations for self's sake. But objective spiritualists, being those who live for the Spirit's sake, will be faithists, believers in the ever-present person, Jehovah, whom they will worship not only in words, but by abjuring self and uniting themselves in brotherhoods for the sake of doing good to others. These latter are the chosen people of the Father of the cosmic era, and they will become supreme in all the world. How do you like that? Isn't that a bold statement? Look what the Creator says, man. He says faithists, subjective faithists, or no, wait a minute, objective faithists, those who abjure self, unite themselves in brotherhoods, and not just a name, man. It's like you have a sincere desire to be joined with your brother. You truly esteem your brother, you know. And then when you do that, then the Creator blesses you because that's His whole plan right there, man. Where we seek to, I think that's the only reason why Creator He's given me this. Especially, I consider this the most powerful answered prayer that I've probably. Well, I can't say the most powerful answered prayer, learning about AI the way it happened. But I think when you have a desire to bless your brother, you are home free, man. You are really home free now. See, I really believe that with all my heart, man. You know, and so he says, the creator, he says that these type of faith is, he says, these latter are the chosen people of the Father of the cosmic era, and they will become supreme in all the world. And I would venture to say that we don't even really care about becoming supreme in all the world. I bet you that a lot of faithists feel that way. It's just that you feel that, well, it seems like we've already been given the best gift a man could have, to believe in the creator, you know, to be able to have a desire to know the creator. And then I shared something else, remembering that the humblest prayer, even with weak words, if given with a full heart, is as strong to Jehovah as the best oratory. And something else I posted, but when you assemble, let no man or spirit be a spectator to others. But as all men labor in the field to gather the harvest, so shall all members in the assembly, by prayer or by music, contribute a glory to the Father. Something my sister posted about the metaphysical Bible. She's heavy into the metaphysical Bible. Metaphysical Bible is a useful resource to give you a meaning of words that you're not normally used to. I used to do a feature of metaphysical words a lot from the metaphysical Bible. And then here's something that it says, so as OAHSPE says, even gods fail at times, and many high angels in regional heavens over certain areas of earth have from time to time set themselves up as gods, bringing souls into a limited heaven of their own, governing the inspiration of men unto ends which finally manifest on earth in disharmony and tyranny and in war. These are false gods of mankind, many of them starting out with wonderful intentions, but always at some point putting self before the whole and bringing men into disaster. These are they who inspire and govern the false religions, who take and misdirect the new impulses for good which come from work of the great teachers, leading into fixed religions and beliefs from which men persecute each other and go to war. Man's long journey, a synopsis of the cosmic teaching. Now, this comes from a writing that a sister did on the OAHSPE, and I'm going to share it in the coming days. She wrote a really nice little synopsis of the OAHSPE and basically just put it in her own words, and it's real good. This is part of it. The sister's name here is Greta James. It's called Man's Long. Matter of fact, this is it right here. If you want to see it online, it's called Man's Long Journey, a synopsis of the cosmic teachings. If you want to get it online. And then here's something else that I was sharing. It says, according to the OAHSPE Bible, spirits who are unthankful are considered to be in a state of darkness, disconnection from Jehovah. Here are some key points. Spirits who are unthankful, man, cut off from Jehovah's light. I'm just going to let you read it. I'm not going to go through it. Okay. Something else. According to the OAHSPE Bible, spirits who do not like to give or share with others are considered to be in a state of spiritual darkness and disconnection from Jehovah. Here are some of the key points. Withholding and stinginess. Spirits who hoard and withhold from others, whether physically or spiritually, are seen as being in the state of darkness. Now, the references, I wouldn't pay attention to the references. I found the references I found problems with the references, not being able to find. This is AI. Now, the principles I think are solid, but the references are off. The references are off from what I've seen. Lack of love and generosity, self-centeredness, such spiritual focus on their own interests and desires, neglecting the needs of well-being of others, disconnection from Jehovah, spiritual stagnation. These are people who don't like to share or give. This is their spiritual situation. They need spiritual discipline to overcome this state. Spirits need discipline, guidance, and teaching to recognize the importance of generosity, sharing, and loving others. Jehovah's bounty and generosity. The OAHSPE Bible emphasizes Jehovah's boundless generosity and bounty, encouraging spirits to emulate this quality. Okay, here's something else. What is the difference between the Ezra Bible and the OAHSPE Bible? Oh, you can just stop the video and read that. And this is powerful. This is a powerful word right here, man. You know, basically in a nutshell, what the world don't know is the Bible wasn't written for Gentiles, quote unquote Gentiles. It was written for Jews. It was written for them. And then Gentiles just inserted themselves into the Bible, and that plays right into the hands of the Jews, really. It basically, I'm telling you, man, the mystery of iniquity is light years ahead of our thinking, so far as the effect. And then another question I had is, in the OAHSPE Bible, or it says a fetal refers to a spiritual state or condition rather than a physical fetal stage. A fetal is an individual whose spiritual development is still in early stages, much like a fetus in a mother's womb. So you can read that. Fetal. What is a fetal? According to the OAHSPE Bible, a person may be conflicted due to the following reasons. Now, you have people who are conflicted, man. You know, they're like, two sides of the same coin instead of one side of one coin. Conflicted in your thoughts, your actions, and the reason for that is disconnection from Jehovah, dominance of the corporal mind, influence of false or misleading teachings. That reminds me of the Hebrew Israelites. If ever there was a picture of being conflicted, to see them from the point of view that I am now, time for the reading. To see them from my point of view right now, it's just a lesson that keeps on. I keep on getting a lesson from their example, and it's just it's terrible, man. It's a real lesson in what darkness looks like. I seen that video, Sicaril or whatever his name is, and he was debating Richard Carrier or some PhD, and that PhD just ate him alive, man. And that guy wouldn't break. He held on to his own high self-esteem, couldn't afford to be made to show. He couldn't afford to allow his mind to be open because he knew people were watching him. He had to keep up a facade. And that PhD just tore him apart. I'll give you one example, man. Let me give you one example. It's time for the reading of the word. This is every time, and these videos are really starting to sprout now about the problem, how problematic the Bible is. The floodgates are opening bad, man. It's a terrible, the creator, it seemed like if you still hold on to the scriptures as how you think you're going to approach the creator from, it's getting pretty bad, brethren. I'm telling you, man, it's getting to the point. You know how illogical some people can be? And he's really exposing people. Now, let me give you an example. One thing they said in a video, it just made me shake my head, right? Now, the PhD, he went to Mark 7:31. Let me show you real quick. Mark 7:31. When you're watching the video, man, of that debate, and you keep saying, brother, will you please just break, man? Just break. Why are you holding on? You see the lot the man was appealing to the brother's logic. The PhD was appealing. He wasn't getting all upset with him, or he was speaking very objectively, you know. He didn't, and the other brother, he was getting edgy, he was getting tight, he was getting a bit acrimonious. Now, Mark 7:31, it says, and again, departing from the coast of Tyre and Sidon, he came into the Sea of Galilee through the midst of the coast of Decapolis. Now, the problem with this verse here is right here. It says again, it says he departed from the coast of Tyre. Now, he was going to the coast of Decapolis, right? Now this is something an academic would find. They got a template of how they studied the scriptures. They got, the geography of it, the historicity of it, the testimony of the accounts. You know what I mean? Things that normal people don't have the time or resources to flesh out. And that's where the devil is. It's in the details. Now, here it says that he went from the coast of Tyre and Sidon and he came to the Sea of Galilee. All right. Now, let's look at a map real quick. All right. And you're going to see how foolish this is to do this. I mean, I actually started laughing when, what he was doing is he was pointing how the Bible is conflicted, how conflicted it is. Now, let's look at it real quick. Let me see if I can make this work. Let's see if it'll let me do it right. For the reading, I'm a little late, so let me see. Get to where I can. All right, now here. Let me zoom a little bit more. Okay, the better map. Let me see. I think I might need a better map. I didn't expect to do this, so now shoot. Let me see if I can find a better map. I really want to show you this. Let's see if this will work. Okay. All right, I think this will be better. Okay, now hopefully you can see this. I could do better. Now, see, can you see my cursor? I think you can see my cursor, right? Now, here's Tyre right here. Now, they're going here. They're going to go, let me see. They're going to come here. See where my cursor is going around and around? Down near Nazareth, Ashtaroth, Gadara. This is, what's the name that I had used? Decapolis. All right. Now they're going to this area here, Decapolis. Right. The Bible account says that he went. Now he went. Here's Tyre. It says he went up to Tyre. He went to Sidon, It said that they went from Jesus and his disciples, they went from Tyre to Decapolis. But this is how they did it. They went up to Sidon, they came back down, and then they went to Decapolis. And they call that a straight line. That's what this verse is saying right here. See, it says, again departing from the coast of Tyre and Sidon. See, it's like he left from Tyre. He left from Tyre. He went up to Sidon. And he came back in order to get to Decapolis, which is down here. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. And the other guy, he just couldn't respond to it. And then there was another account. Remember? Let me share one more with you. Maybe it'll make my point more clearer. And the pigs went running down into the Sea of Gadara. All right. Now, I can't go to it and all this, it's the story of the pigs. Okay. There was a man, it was called the story of the man of the Gadarenes. He was demon possessed. He had 2,000 demons in him. And then Jesus sent them into the pigs. The pigs ran down into the sea and they were drowned. Y'all remember that story? Two things that are wrong with that story. And this is where the Creator, he made them trip themselves up. He made the compilers of the Bible trip themselves up, thinking that nobody would ever find out. Do you know how far it is from where they were, where Jesus cast out the spirit, the demons in the man, into the pig? Do you know how far they were from the Sea of Galilee? They were 31 miles away from the Sea of Galilee. That meant the pigs, he cast the pigs out of the man, right? It means the pigs ran 31 miles and jumped into the Sea of Galilee. It ain't going to give me a map of the area. And another geographical fact? If it is true, if the account is true, and you consider a cliff to be a 45-degree angle, and the pigs ran down, the account says they ran down the cliff, right? The pigs. You see them here running down the cliff. Do you know how tall that cliff would be if you consider it to be a 45-degree angle, 31 miles? Do you know it would be taller than Mount Everest? That means the pigs, they ran down a cliff. Okay, see, here's the map right here. Now, they might have fixed it because they know that people caught on to this, And that's what the Bible is. It's subject to what is that word? What's a good word for revisiting? For when you're constantly changing something, there's a word for it. Reinterpret. You know what I mean? It's the Bible. The manuscripts were purposely made to confirm a historical perspective. You know what I mean? Say we're here in this time, and so in order to make things make sense, thank you, revisionism. Yes, redacting. I'm sorry, I missed you, Ace. She beat you, bro. She beat you, Dave. You losing a step there, Dave. I noticed you losing a step there, brother. Okay? You know I'm going to rub it in whenever I get a chance because you keep dinging me, man, for not switching tabs. I know that's the only reason you're here. You just can't wait, man, for me to. No, you both are right. Redacting, revisioning, reevaluate. Yeah, you can. Well, it's redacting and revisioning is better. Yeah, reevaluate, it applies. Now here's the pigs, right? Now you look at this, the deception we've been under, right? Now here is Gadara, and they changed that name, so they could make that fit, and the the scribes or whoever does the revisioning, right? Here's Gadara. See, this is what you don't know, right? These type of things, which show that the Bible is a compilation of made up stories from other sources, especially the Old Testament, the OAHSPE Bible. Now, here's Gadara right here, right? You see it pointing to the little spot. And then you got to see Galilee right here, right? Hope you can see it. Do you know that distance right there? That's 31 miles. See, they like to put the drowning of the pigs right next to the Sea of Galilee. Now, here's the scale at the bottom. Is you get when you look at it, you get the impression, oh, okay, so it was right next to the Sea of Galilee, right? Do you know that the event happened? It was called the Dead Men of the Gadarenes, right? They changed the name to Gadara. And this point right here, where he was cast out here in this city at that little dock, they say that's 31 miles, and if they were on a cliff, that means it was taller than Mount Everest. I'm sorry, man. I laughed at myself at the way we can be deceived. I laughed at they thought that they were going to get away with it. The compilers, they were under a deception. Dave says, trying to figure out how the pig. You see, it makes you laugh, man. I mean, me, because we were deceived. See, I mean, it's sad too, because I'll just speak for myself. You grow up, the Bible was on the dinner table. You know what I mean? When you hold it, it feels like it's got an anointing on it, like God is inside that book. See, we're subject to decades, generations of brainwashing so that you don't question it. See, that's what religion do. It take away your critical thinking, man. The OAHSPE gives it back to you. I'm only just beginning to get mine. I'm just beginning. It's like I've been born again. Now I can pick the Bible apart, and I'm not even a scholar. That's what the Creator does in order to keep you out of deception. Matter of fact, from this time that the event happened, the last pig that was in the back of the pack, he just jumped in the Sea of Galilee yesterday at 4 o'clock. He finally made it. Jesus cast the pig out. They all bolted for the Sea of Galilee, started 31 miles away, 2,000 years ago. The last pig made it yesterday. At 4 o'clock, he jumped in the Sea of Galilee. Oh man. Knight of Honor. I've never seen you before. Welcome to the room. I hope you come in peace. We proclaim the OAHSPE Bible here. I don't know if you know that. If you come in peace, brother, you're welcome. I have a link where if you come and you want to share something, let me read your post there. You said, I can't help but to be in awe because Jesus said when he comes back, will there be any faith left? And that if it were possible that the very elect will be deceived, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Yeah, you're right. See, Jesus is an enigma to me, man. He's an enigma. I have to only be able to subscribe to it by what Asenap said. What Asenap said. He gives you 3 different pictures. Because The video I was looking at, I mean, the guy was saying PhDs, they just don't, they question his existence. And there were many people whose name was Jesus in that day. And the guy was saying they have taken narratives from other Savior stories and applied it to Jesus. And we know that Louis came up with the narrative of Jesus Christ way before Jesus Christ right there. But ain't nobody going to believe that because they don't subscribe to the OAHSPE. But that what you posted, Night of Honor, that's true. I mean, a lot of us faked this. We were under deception. Dave said, back in those days of my youth, we did not have the maps available on the internet as we do nowadays. Yeah, see, that played into the hands of our deception. You had to take it on faith. And they made mincemeat of us, man, because we had to take things by faith. Mahali said, Noah's Ark is funny too. You got to tell me why, Mahali, sometime. If you want, you come on. Knight of Honor says, yes, sir. Call me Brother Yaikwa, if you don't mind. I'm new, and yes, my brother, I do also. I've never. Oh, really? You've never heard of the OAHSPE, huh? I guess the title of the room, the title of the video intrigued you. You say, what gets me is that it says that we shouldn't lean on our own understanding, and that when the devil speaks, he speaks of his own accord. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the OAHSPE says that too. Absolutely, man. You know. Hey, Nazarene, brother. Yeah, absolutely, man. That's one thing that the OAHSPE is sensitive to. You know, I mean, you can, in a sense, you can lean on your own understanding in the sense that it's based off of I mean, you can I could make you know what I mean? I could use what you're saying there to, there's a good and a bad to that. If you base your understanding, because that's all you can go off of is your own understanding ultimately. It's what you base it off of that makes it critical. If you base your understanding on what you are taught in the OAHSPE, then all you can do is follow what you know is good and true. So in that case, leaning on your own understanding is all you can do. But the way the Jedi mind trick that it pays, the Jedi mind trick that the Bible, when it says it, what it's saying, let me translate it for you. It says, don't think critically. Don't question what you're reading here. Don't, just learn the doctrine and shut up. That's what the translation is of that verse that you're mentioning there. And it worked, Hey, do you want to come on? Do you want to come on the channel here? Let me if you want, you can come on and we can talk to one another. If you come in peace, you're by all means welcome to come here. Let me post the link in the room if you want. I don't want to try to force you or anybody, but if you want, I encourage us to come. Let's talk to one another, and just as long as you come in peace, in sincerity, you're welcome here. You got a home here. And then y'all help me out, man. If the brother, if he wants to know something and I can't answer him. So there's the link right there. Click on the link and if you don't mind, a night of honor, you don't have to do this. I ask everybody, tell me your zodiac sign. If you're not into that type of thing, I can dig it. Tell me your zodiac sign so that I can frame my words when I answer you. I can make things clearer according to your vibration. But if not, it's cool too. If you click on that link, it'll bring you into the room. So, I don't know, maybe you're chewing on it, thinking about it. That's cool. It's time for me to do the reading of the words. If nobody has anything. Now, what I was going to do is share from the Book of Judgment, chapter 2. I was going to share from the Book of Judgment, chapter 2, and it lays a template down, the Creator. This is one of those chapters, and Ark of Bond, I think, is another one, the Ark of Bond. So let me see. I'm trying to share the screen. Okay, you coming on? All right, fantastic. Hold on a second. Let me stretch the screen so I can bring you on.
All right.
Oh, Michael? Oh, okay. Hey, welcome, brother. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. I can hear you now.
Okay. All right. How you doing, man? Must be a delay.
I'm doing all right. How are you doing, my brother?
Okay. What's your zodiac sign,
Yeah, there's
man?
a delay.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Pisces.
Uh-oh.
I'm a
All
Pisces.
right. Yay. My dad was one, man. This is going to be fun because I know your questions are super deep.
Yes, sir. I have
Call me
some questions,
man.
but huh?
Call me Yaquab.
Yaquav?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Hey, y'all better help me with this Pisces, man, because they asked some deep questions. And so, y'all in the chat, you better help me out, man.
Well, actually, can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you care if I ask you who you think that well, not who, but what you think that the rock of the foundation of the Church of Jesus Christ is?
The rock of the foundation of the Church of Jesus Christ.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how to answer you. I don't know what answer you're looking for.
Well, I'm not necessarily
Oh, okay.
looking.
Wait, I think I do. When you talk about the church, in my mind, when you ask somebody like me that, I say the church is compiled of people who are called faithists.
Okay.
See?
So what exactly is your outlook or your view on this?
You mean on religion or spirituality?
Well, I don't follow religion because that's a man-made concept, and it's a bunch of
Right.
traditions of men. I can't get into that. I'm sorry about that,
Yeah.
people. I know a lot of people do,
Uh-huh.
That's just like I don't go to church. I haven't been to a church in a while because the atmosphere inside the churches is nothing at all like Jesus eating with the sinners and the publicans. They're just in the church pews saying, "Oh, how great is our God," but they kick drug addicts.
Yeah, that's something that I expect the Pisces to say.
Yes, sir. Well, didn't it say that the star of Jesus was in the constellation of Pisces in the Bible?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it did when it talked about the three wise men that were going to visit him and bringing frankincense, myrrh, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that the star of the Son of God was
Dave.
in the.
Welcome, brother. Dave.
Hey there, Brother Yaquab. How you doing?
Doing good.
And peace to you there, what, Brother Knight, is it?
My name's Michael.
Oh, Michael.
Yes, sir.
I was looking at your, see, where is it here?
My comment?
Oh, Knight of Honor. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Michael, that's good.
Yes, sir.
Because Michael, he's supposed to be a knight too in I guess it's a Catholic religion or something. Then, Saint Michael, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, he's also an archangel.
Yeah. Well, we have a different view of archangels.
Really?
Yeah. That they have to do with the arc cycles.
I've never heard of arc cycles before, my friend.
See, an arc cycle is roughly 3,000 years.
Really?
Yeah, and the
What is that?
angels
What is that like the?
come down and pick up the harvest of souls ready to join Creator and become bride and bridegrooms and are taken off planet.
Okay, so like the harvest between the wheat and the tares and stuff, right?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've never heard of that idea, and I can't necessarily say that I agree with you, but I can tell you that, you have your own free will. You can think what you wish, my friend. I'm not gonna hold nothing against you.
Oh, same here, same here. But what you probably might want to do is
Mm.
get a copy of OAHSPE and read it, and
A
then make
wasp?
your it's a Bible, the new
Okay.
Bible.
The new one. What do you mean the new Bible?
It was written in 1848 by a fellow named John Blue Newbrough,
Okay. I might
and
I, I might I might do that.
if let's see, I don't know if I can. Maybe I can. Maybe I'm not sure if I can send it to you. If you give me your email address, I'll see if I can get a copy to you on. Are you working off a phone or a computer?
Off of a phone, yes, sir.
Oh, phone's not gonna be able to put the whole volume in. Besides, it takes like Adobe to read it.
Okay. Well, as long as I remember the name of the book, I'm sure I can find it somewhere. I mean, we live in a age where all the information is at the tip of your fingers.
You should be able to get a copy of the Eloist edition from Amazon.
Okay.
That's we call it the Big Blue.
Well, can I ask both of you gentlemen a question?
Sure.
Given the circumstances right now, in the Middle East, and not only in the Middle East, in the United Nations, and all these Security Council meetings they're having, and all these protests here in the United States. I don't know if you are from the United States or not, but what do y'all make of all of that that's happening?
Well, Brother Yaquab is more into politics and watching that stuff than I am. My faith is in Creator, and I'm secure in the knowledge that whatever happens, for good or bad, Creator's got everything under control.
Well, I totally agree with that. Would you care? Would either one of you gentlemen care if I were to submit some ideas I had on my views of things, or no?
Sure,
Go
right
ahead.
ahead.
Okay.
Open forum here, brother.
Well, to me, okay, so Jesus Christ is the truth, right? And to me, I don't believe he's God. I'm not a Muslim, but I don't believe he's God. I look at him. You know how Catholics go to their father and they say, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned and all this stuff, and they confess their sins before men. I believe that Jesus is a legitimate son of God, so he's holy. He's a holy vessel. But I believe that he's more like the sons of God, like from Genesis, except he's not fallen. He's not in a fallen state, And I believe that God sent him here to counteract, what I guess you could say his brother Lucifer did to humanity and the way that he deceives us. I still believe that the Holy Spirit is God's Spirit poured out on all flesh, and my views are pretty much identical with a lot of, what people that say they believe in Jesus say to a degree. Except I'm more about faith without works is dead and stuff. So to me, the only way to acknowledge Jesus is not just saying an empty name with no meaning behind it. And it's actually like walking, if somebody were to rob you, then give them your cloak. If someone wants you to go a mile with them, go with them too. Bless those that are vile and persecute you, and pray for those that despitefully use you. If I feel like if you do all of that and you try to walk in truth the best that you can, I believe you'll be in good shape. But I feel like the problem. Go ahead.
That's basically what OAHSPE says. Just don't do the mountains, do the work.
That's right. Yes, sir. And to me, I don't go to churches anymore because to me, people, like I said in the Old Testament, they bless me with their lips and, they honor me with their mouth, but their heart is far away from me. Right. So they're sitting and they're like, oh, I'll help a good person. I'll help a good person. But what about somebody that's going to knock your teeth out for trying to help them? Will you help them, or is that too hard for you?
Well, do my best to try to help them out, and hope you still don't knock my teeth out, because three of them left.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you that I've had a rough life. I was abused by my parents growing up, and at some point I got involved into drugs, amphetamines and opium and all this stuff. But eventually at some point during that, I got beat up with a baseball bat by a guy that was mentally challenged and was on methamphetamine. And he broke both of my arms, my collarbone, messed up my lower back, and I've been pretty much disabled since, and that happened when I was 22, and right now I'm 29. So, but, through all of that stuff, I hear people talk about how hard they have it all the time, but I think it's time for everybody to realize you're blessed when you go through tribulation, because, if you don't have any experience with the wiles of the devil, then he can just come around and, tear you down at any moment if you don't have any kind of anything that's never tested your faith. People say my child died and I can't believe in God no more and stuff, but to be honest, maybe that was God proving to them that they never believed in the first place, because he qualifies all things,
Yeah. Well, I'm actually really thankful for all the trials and tribulations that I went through, because it leads to a tremendous amount of growth spiritually.
Yes, sir, it does. Just like if you were to go to the gym, you couldn't gain muscle mass if you didn't have resistance, fighting you. So, but people miss that, and they go to Christianity and people only tell them these good things. You'll be blessed in the field. You'll be blessed in the city. You'll be, everything you do will prosper by the works of your hands. But the Apostle Paul said, think it not strange that you go through fiery tribulations. I mean, if we follow a crucified king, what makes us any better? I mean, they spit on Jesus and mocked him and was smacking him around and saying, prophesy who hit you. I mean, we're no better than him. We actually deserve worse than that, to be honest, because we're vile. He didn't sin, not one time. But our life every day is full of sin, And to me, I asked about the rock of the church earlier, but Jesus was talking to his disciples, right? And he said, who do people say that I am? And the disciples said, well, some are saying that you're, Elijah or John the Baptist and so, right? And then he said, well, who do you think I am? And Peter said, well, surely you're the Christ, And Jesus immediately said, blessed are you, Peter Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my heavenly Father. And then he said he would give him the keys to the kingdom of heaven and stuff, and then told him his new name. And then he said, upon that rock, I'll build my church. So my whole thing is I believe that the rock of the church, Jesus Christ, is the revelation of Jesus Christ through the Holy Spirit. You find out who Jesus is by asking God, and then you'll receive it. If you're not doing it for some kind of nefarious purpose or devious plan or something, which often that's what people do. Just like in the Bible, it says that many people will come in my name saying I am the Christ. But when I read that, I'm hearing people coming and saying, I believe in Jesus. Jesus is the Savior, but you better follow me and my doctrine, or else you're gonna go to hell. Because to be the Christ is to be the Savior.
Yeah. Uh, we are all sons and daughters of Creator,
Yes.
right? But when we are born into this world, we're born blank,
Yes.
right? We're like a new slate, and all of our experiences write on that slate of our soul. You see,
Yes, sir. We are, and we gain experiences, and that's our testimony to God at the end. The experiences we go through and our reactions to them, because that's why Jesus says in the end. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We faithists, we have a different idea about God and Creator.
Really?
Creator is the Great Spirit, unseen,
Okay.
right? But within and without all things. Yeah, you see where I'm coming from?
Not exactly.
Okay. He would be everywhere at once,
Okay.
right?
Right.
He would be all knowing.
Okay.
See, what are those omni words? Oh, omnipresent,
Omnipresent. Yes, sir.
omniscient,
Omnipotent.
and omnipotent. Yeah, all seeing, all knowing, and all doing. Right.
Yes, that would be
So there
that would be God.
wouldn't be any place that he wouldn't be at any one time.
Okay.
You see, that's Creator.
Okay.
Now, God, right? And there's only one God, and He's the one that follows Creator, and He's the one in charge of these heavens above the earth, right? Now, a whole bunch of them are false gods, and they've fallen because they allured to self, and they started their own doctrine, right, without Creator, and they kept denying Creator.
Okay. I can see where you're coming from. You'd like the fallen angels and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you read Enoch, my friend? Either one of you?
The Keys of Enoch by J.J. Hurtak.
No. The one I read was I forget the guy's name, but he's a junior, something junior. Is the author of the one I read.
Well, I read the Keys of Enoch by J.J. Hurtak.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he's junior or not.
I'm not sure either. The Book of Enoch is a long book, so if it was a long book, it might have been the same thing. I'm not sure, but
it's a pretty good sized book. I want to say about 600 to 800 pages.
Yeah, it talks about how Enoch went to with the archangels, showed him things, and how the fallen angels taught men how to make swords and advancements in science and weapon and how to cut roots, and taught women how to put on makeup and all this stuff,
Oh, is that the one where these I want to call them Anunnakis.
No, the Anunnaki is the story about the fallen angels, because that's Sumerian, like Enki and there's a couple
Yeah, yeah.
Ishtar and
Enki and Enlil and all them guys. Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah. Those are
Sophia.
the fallen angels.
Okay.
To
Uh,
me, in the Bible, it
Now
says that we're going to judge the
there
angels.
was a part in that book Enoch that I read. It said something. Well, we can teach them anything, but as long as they still eat meat, we get them to our control, or something like that.
Yeah, the fallen angels, and to me, it's mine. I'm sorry to the host of the show. You haven't had a word in edgewise. Would you like one, my friend?
No, I'm listening. I'm enjoying this, man. I love it when someone is they come with an open mind. No, I go right ahead. You too. He's a Pisces too, so I defer to him to speak y'all own language.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, my friend. If you ever want to chime in or talk about anything, then you just let me know because I don't want to be rude to you. This is your platform.
No, you're not at all, man. I'm getting a kick out of it. Go right ahead.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
Michael,
yes, sir.
don't worry. If Brother Yaquab wants to chime in, then boy, he'll do it for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. That's good. So in the Bible, it talks about how we're going to judge the angels, right? But people, why do people think that's going to be God's angels that didn't fall? What did, for instance, Phanuel and Gabriel and Michael and all of them, what did they do for people to judge them? Absolutely nothing. And when you read the book of Enoch, it talks about how it taught humanity basically the ways of humanity, war and basically seduction and deception and drugs and pharmakia, all this stuff, and we live right in it. So it just blows my mind that people think they just read it loosely. And, in the Council of Nicaea, they took the book of Enoch out of the Bible. But
Oh yeah.
what
Yeah, they took a whole bunch of books out of the Bible.
Yes, and it gets me because we rely too much on man, in my opinion, right? That's like this whole Hamas, Gaza, Israel war thing, right? I know that prophecy tells me that for the son of perdition, the person that people call the Antichrist, for him to be revealed, there has to come a falling away of faith first. And then Israel has to be trampled underfoot for 42 months, right? And I know that, you know, I don't think people's ready for stuff like this because we rely on men too much, you know. And in that Hamas Israel war, you won't hear a believer say, I want to pray for those people of Palestine as well as Israel. It's always, kill all the Hamas people, but you don't know if all the people that are supporters of Hamas are even running around cutting people's heads off right now in the organization of Hamas. You don't know if that's going to be the end state of their life. Just like a pedophile or a rapist in prison, yes, they may have, brutally murdered somebody, but they might have did it out of ignorance, not knowing. And then when it hits them and they repent, why can't they be saved? You say that a person that beat up somebody can't be saved, but it's okay for you to steal $5 when nobody's looking. I just don't understand hypocrisy. It don't sit well with me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, there's a part there in in that Bible that they study. I call it Bible, as in Buybull, Bible.
right.
Right. It says that the friends of Israel, God's going to remember the friends of Israel. So that's why the U.S. is a great friend of Israel.
Yes.
You see, and they ain't friendly with anything else. And besides besides that, they're looking to like drag in on the coattails and go to the Jewish heaven when it comes down from earth, or or comes down to earth, or whatever. I don't get all that. It's in that book of Revelation that I don't even understand that one. I mean,
Well,
beasts that I ain't never seen before.
well, to
You know,
me, that's where our opinions differ a little bit, because the Book of Revelation is the main book I identify with in my life constantly,
ah,
because I get this feeling. It's like in the air. It's like there's this heavy weight coming for people. I mean, it's just like there's going to be massive tragedy on a scale that we cannot comprehend. I can feel it looming. It's just like this heaviness in my heart, and it upsets me. People are just wanting to fornicate and drink and, you know, be homosexual and all this stuff, and they don't care to stop doing it. They actually embrace it and say, well, if you don't like it, you're the problem. But,
yeah. It's all
you
that
know,
political correctness, PC bull crap.
yes. But to the degree you can't, it's hard not to look at those people with any kind of disdain or nothing. But to a degree, it's not their fault that we've been raised by generations of television and books and theaters and plays and pastors trying to make a little bit of money that don't even care about the word of God. That's why most people can't understand the Bible, because they're going to people that are not, yeah, okay, you can be ordained by a man and have a certificate saying you can have a church. But if God did not ordain you to do that, certificate or not, you know, you're hurting people. You don't even realize it, but you're hurting people.
Well, let me tell you a little something.
Yes, sir.
Creator, he ordains us through visions.
Through visions.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the. So do you believe in Jesus, or is it like that, like this other fellow was saying, an enigma?
Well, Jesus, right? Now he
Uh,
was a man. He was in a scene.
in a scene, I've heard of it, a scene, but I'm not familiar with their beliefs. Is that like
Okay.
Gnostic?
They followed the law of Moses, right? And they passed that down from mouth to ear, right?
Okay.
And they didn't go along with the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and the religion of the Jewish people at that time. They lived around Nazareth and Galilee
Okay.
at that in that time.
Okay.
And now he this Joshua, right? He spoke out against those Pharisees and Sadducees, right? He's actually the one that went into the temple of
And
Jerusalem,
overturned it. Yeah.
right? And drove out the money lenders and tipped over their tables, and he's the one that called them what was it, sons of perdition or something like that.
A den of thieves was one thing I know he called them.
Yeah, den of thieves, and you follow your father, which is not creator, but is actually Satan.
Yeah, and some of them he said you follow Balaam and all this stuff. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, take a good look at the world around you and look at all the idols that we have. Because an
Oh
idol is
yeah,
anything that you would put above your heavenly Father. Anything. So it could be a car. If you put a car
yeah.
above, a person, because the only way to serve the Father is to serve people and to have faith. In my opinion, faith. Faith blindly, because if you follow your life by proof, in my belief, then somebody could come out and prove to you 100% God's real, but then somebody else could come down the road with contrary proof, and you would just keep chasing the proof you're constantly seeing, and you wouldn't be able to go nowhere.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you on that.
Well, You know, I'm glad, my friends. I'm glad I found this YouTube platform. Um, you know, it's always good to talk with people that are like-minded, especially in a world where even most that say they believe are not like-minded.
You'll find out all of us faithists are all in agreement with one another.
Yeah, because isn't that what it said? It said that if any two of you that are agreeing on one thing were to gather in my name and ask for that one thing to be done, that it would be done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, that's in the Bible there.
Yes.
I remember seeing that.
I'm not too well with remembering specific chapters and verses and all of that anymore because when I got beat up with the baseball bat, it messed my head up a little. So now I have kind of like a.
Have you ever seen any of Brother Sela Shalom's videos?
No, sir. This is the first one.
Oh, okay. I would suggest you look through some of his videos on YouTube.
Okay.
And he's talking about OAHSPE and what we believe in. So that will give you an idea of what we believe in.
Okay.
You see, and then that way you can decide whether you want to read the book, buy the book, or and check it out, and that way you can discern what's in there that's true and what's not.
Yes, and I understand that, and I will do that. Because in a way, it's almost rude of me to come on here to another person's platform without even knowing the foundation of their belief to begin with. And I apologize.
No. I don't consider it rude. I consider it a learning experience for both of us.
Yes,
both
sir.
and Christians.
Yes, sir.
So it's a meeting of the minds, so to speak.
Yes, and it is, and it's the first time that I've actually been able to express my view on Jesus, with somebody that would actually listen. Because, I could talk to people that say they're Christian all day long and they'll agree with everything I say and they'll say amen and this and that, right? But when I tell them I don't believe Jesus is God, it's like it's like they lost their mind and they're like, oh, that's a demon spirit telling you don't have the Holy Spirit. And I say, well, if I don't have the Holy Spirit, why'd you agree with the previous 10 things I said?
Yeah.
But so that's good because I've been getting discouraged for a while, and it's Jesus put that on my heart that he wasn't God, but merely like a son of God, like a cherubim in the Garden of Genesis. He is the one that guards the tree of life. God said, if you don't stretch forth your hand and reach for the tree of life, you're going to die. Well, he's the truth and the life and all this stuff, and nobody gets to the Father but him, and he'll give you living water. But in the book of Enoch, it talked about how there was living rivers and water flowing down by the tree of life. And Jesus, when I read that book, I could see him everywhere in it.
Yeah.
But no, that's it's been real fun. Do you have anything that you want to say, my friend? Or
no, it's been a great discussion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It has. I just hope that we are grounded in the truth. I hear people talk about aliens. I hear it, and I hear how believers think on it, and they say, aliens are like Project Bluebeam, and it's going to be holograms of aliens. That's how they're going to explain the rapture, because they're going to shoot these holograms off, and they're going to tell the people that got left behind from the rapture that all these people were abducted by aliens or something. But what I don't hear is I don't hear people talking about the children of the fallen angels and how they mingled themselves with men and fish and birds and plants and all these things, and that how they were here before the flood and after. And I don't hear people talk about how the devil walks around on the earth like a lion, seeking whom he destroy, I hear people talking about demons and the devil, and they're like, that's a creature of hell. But devil's not in hell. None of them are in hell. They walk around with us. Right here, you can't see them, obviously, because there's a veil of mercy. But they walk around with us. I mean, they're...
Some people can see them. They're very intuitive.
I'm sure that they can. I'm sure that they can.
Understand the manifestations of spirit.
Well, and I'm sure that there are some people that can. But I imagine that you wouldn't want to see them.
Well, the thing is, you've got to conquer fear.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Hello?
Hey, Snap.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi. Okay. I just wanted to pop in and speak to your guest real quick about something he said. What's your name again? I apologize.
Me or the other gentleman?
You,
Michael.
Michael. Hi. Um,
Hi.
I wanted to speak to what you were saying about Jesus not being God. So Jesus is God. He is not the concept of what we believe. We believe in the ultimate creator. We believe that the creator is like he is over and all. So the what we truly believe is what would be more considered, if you've ever read the Nag Hammadi, where it talks about the all, that's who we believe the creator is. So Jesus is a God because he's a deity, and that's what a God means, like a more than...
Anything more than human. Yes.
Yes, yes. So
Okay.
when you're speaking about like the book of Enoch, those fallen angels, the 200 that came down on Mount Hermon.
Oh, wow. So you actually know the book of Enoch. That's impressive.
Yeah, oh, I've read it many times. So, but the 200 who had Enoch intercede for them to the Creator, which is who we believe in, Jehovah. But that's why he denied them. That's why he told them he was not going to honor that request.
Oh, you got quiet.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
He told them they weren't sent to the earth to intercede, no, to interfere with man. They were sent to protect and intercede for them. So that's why he told them. So this speaks to what you were saying about
Sister Asenath, you're fading in and out.
Can you hear
Yeah.
me? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
We had a tornado here, and so it kind of like affected my internet and everything. So let me know if you guys can't hear me. But yeah, so that was the reason why they were told that. So this is why nobody speaks about what you were just saying about them dealing with man and having animals and like having sex with animals and things like that, because you have to understand, as you said, Satan is still here. He's restricted to the vicinity of the earth, according to the book of Enoch. But the thing that people don't understand is that Satan is not one deity. Satan is a faction. He's like a group, just like the Lucifers are their group. But Lucifer and Satan, they are not brothers. Jesus is not their brother. Jesus is another type of entity. The Satans and the Lucifers are different types of entities. So that's why a lot of people don't really understand, because the way that the Christian church teaches it is that Jesus is their older brother and Satan is like a younger angel, but that's not true.
I've actually, to be honest, I've never heard that in a Christian church. I've heard most Christians I've heard say that Jesus and the God and the Holy Spirit are all the same entity. But yes, absolutely. You know, Lucifer's, Satan's, devils. Yeah, that's like the label difference between a Labrador and a golden retriever. They're the same species, but different subspecies or something like that.
Well, again, so when you're speaking about Jesus, this is why people say that Jesus is the same as the Holy Spirit. It's because I don't know how familiar you are with the Bible, but when he says that he could not he said he had to go back to the Father to be able to send them a comforter or a helper.
Yeah.
So that helper was actually him, because the spirit which was in the body of the man Jesus, that spirit was called Christ. And that spirit could not be sent or dispersed to bring mankind up to like a certain type of intelligence until it was released from the body. That's why it was like 100. It says 120 were in the upper room, and it came upon them like fire. So it's like it was like a force almost. But again, yeah, Jesus isn't. I agree with you as well with that. That Jesus is not the God per se that we believe. Like he is not the Almighty Creator. No, but yes, he is a deity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a separate thing altogether for me, because I can't subscribe to the fact that he was the omnipotent God, but yet he was praying to himself.
Absolutely.
He said, you know, take this cup away from me, Father, this cup of trembling, but if it's your will that it be done, then so be it. So he was talking about his own crucifixion. He didn't want to be crucified, but he said, if it's your will, then do it.
Well, again, so when we talk about that, there's a couple of things going on there. So when Christ says, "Take this cup away from me, but not my will, yours," so the cup always represents wrath or a punishment, and that's why in the books of Isaiah and Zechariah, the Lord there tells them He's going to give them a cup. He said, "You're going to drink from this cup. You're going to sway back and forth like a drunk person." So what He was pretty much telling these people were they were going to be punished by Him. So when Jesus is saying, "Take the cup away from Him," He is telling us that this is a punishment that's coming on him, that he is taking on someone's sins or someone else's punishments. So you have to look like more deeper into the Bible, because it's not just talking like when people say, well, Jesus took the sin of the world. Well, first of all, we don't believe that our creator would ever kill anyone. He doesn't even want us killing his animals. Many of us who are atheists don't even eat meat, but we certainly do not believe that he would kill a human for to uh, to take the sins away from the earth. So that is a Babylonian teaching. They believed in human sacrifice, animal sacrifice, child sacrifice, sex rituals, sex magic. So they've kind of blended that into the ancient scrolls, because the true man, Yehoshua, his message wasn't that he was coming to die for anyone's sin. His message was simply turn back to the Creator, stop sinning, stop doing all these wicked things and putting idols before the Creator. So what has happened is the Vatican, and there's another nation that's behind a lot of this these religions. So they kind of merged these teachings and fed it to the world. But definitely don't believe that.
Okay, well, I see where you're coming from and everything. Um, I can see that. I don't necessarily agree with it, but like I told the gentleman earlier, you have free will, and I don't hold nothing against you for that. I might be wrong at the end of the day. I'm not sure. That's part of putting down your pride.
But
I could be
Michael, let me
wrong.
ask you a question. So
Yes.
if have you ever read the book called The Whooping Boy?
No, I've never heard of this book.
So it's a children's book, but what it is, it's a king. He had a son, and the son had a slave, and every time his son would do something, they would whoop the slave for it, not the king's son. So eventually the king's son, he's at first he didn't care, but then he started saying like, okay, that's not right. He's being punished for something he didn't do. So he started stepping up to take his own punishment. Then he eventually just stopped doing things to get punished for. So it's a paradigm. It's really for us in the world, because there's so many people who believe that Jesus came and he took this great punishment and he bled out and he died for everybody. But how awful is that we would think that it's okay for us to judge other nations and say you're in sin, you're doing this and doing that, but we find it okay that we would say it's acceptable for God's son to come and to be killed and punished so brutally for things we have done, because people will say, well, it's because we didn't know any better. Well, what kind of creator would we have if he set up a system like that? See, so that's where you have to use discernment and realize that they're the Satans and the Lucifers are trying to keep your spirit from ascending, because once you realize that, that's where the teachings of Christ really becomes very fluid, when he says that you will become sons of God, because you'll realize, like, only thing you have to do is turn from sin, which is what he was, which is the true message that he came to give. Like you said, help other people, help stop harming people, stop harming the earth, turn to the creator, because he's already set things up. And it's even in, like you said, you love the book of Revelation. The book of Revelation plainly tells you, it says, worship the one who made the seas, the earth, and the heavens. And when you do
Yeah.
that, you are worshiping the creator, because
Yeah.
Revelation 9:11 talks about the pit opening up and the locusts coming out. Well, that's happening right now. Those locusts are everything that is destruction, that is evil, that is in opposition to good. And it's not a race of people. It's
No.
not it's not a type of a system. It's everything. It's the comrades, it's the government, it's the religious, it's everything. But
Yeah. No, it is.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying it is. It's
It,
everything.
and you read the Bible, so even in the Bible, in the book of Ecclesiastes, it tells us, it says that there's man, I think it's Ecclesiastes 9:11 or 9:12. I think it's 9:11 though. But it says God, the creator, gave man just one obligation. And it says that's to worship him. But we've added all these rituals. We need crosses, we need holy water, we need to do like 12 backflips and eat a loaf of bread and drink a gallon of wine, and then we're saved. But what were we saved from? Because the creator has always been there. We're
Yeah.
following fallen beings.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. Um, we follow fallen beings and the traditions of men and everything. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, I um I know that Israel is going to be trampled underfoot, and they're going to be encompassed about by a confederacy of covenant breakers or covenant deniers, is what it says. And that's going to cause a falling away in people's faith, because when they hear about Israel, you just hear Israel's the apple of God's eye. No one's going to mess with Israel. If you do, then you're just going to be cast down to the ground and this and that. But when Israel's actually destroyed and there's blood running through the streets of Israel and Jerusalem, people's going to come on and they'll be like, where's your God at now? Where's the one that protects them? And just like prayers, for instance, most people fall away from belief because the Bible says that you don't know what you're asking for necessarily, that you could pray for a mist of your own that would consume you of your own lusts, because that's what sin is. Sin is just being drawn away and to be tempted of your own lust or your own desires, because you couldn't tempt me to eat a piece of sandpaper, but you could tempt me to eat a Reese's peanut butter cup because I like them,
Well,
so
Michael, let me speak to you real quick, because I want to say something about Israel. So
okay.
the world at large, we're looking at a nation sitting over there on a small strip of land. But
Small.
when you read your Bible, it tells you Israel was a great nation, like that encompassed a lot of land. So
Mhm.
that's number one. That's like everything we need to look at in this world. We need to hold a mirror to it, because a mirror, if you put two mirrors together, it does like millions of reflections. So when just because you name a place something in the Bible, it doesn't make it so.
Right.
It's like your fingerprint. So your fingerprint is exclusive to you. So when you say the word Israel, you have to break it down and realize that it's talking about something specific. Israel was never a land. It's a
No.
people. No,
Yeah.
it's a
No. Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Just like.
this,
Sorry. Go
so
ahead.
this, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just like United States and the United Kingdom and Germany, Israel is a descendant of Jacob and
Mhm.
all this stuff. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
so right, so now when you say that Israel is going to be trampled, Israel has been trampled
They have
because
been.
it has been because it's never been a land, it's a people. And the people that the creator calls Israel in the book of Enoch, they're people that worship the creator exclusively. They don't have rituals, they don't have they're not like these set apart people that are doing like these different types of things and this and that. In the book of Enoch, when it speaks about the Israel were the people who knew who the creator were. So every single one of us tonight would be Israel because I don't care what color you are, where you came from. It's about knowing that the creator is not a deity. That was number one. So when it talks about in the Bible about it being trampled down, it's talking about its people, our ways, our truths are being trampled in the city. Those on the outside of the city, and those on the outside of the city for that 42 months, that trampling, or that 1,260 days, those would be the world at large because they don't know who the creator is. They don't care who the creator is. They have no intent on wanting to even find out. They're under that mindset, that doeth thou wilt mindset.
Yeah, that's Alistair Crowley.
Yeah, Alex de Crawley. Yep, doest thou wilt. We're seeing that more prevalent every day. So when you say they're going to trample the city, and they're going to say, well, where's y'all God? So in theory, that happened in 70 CE,
Yeah,
because it
but
was
that
supposed
would.
to happen at the death of Christ, after Christ, when he said they would come in and surround the city. Well, they did. They destroyed that temple. But see, Christ always is an analogy. So the analogy of the temple that they were destroying was the literal temple, because he was trying to point them, Yehoshua was trying to point them to the fact that the spirit of the living creator, it resides in your body, that you
It
didn't need a
does.
temple to go to.
No, yeah,
So
that's right.
what they're doing with this NWO is trying to create a false narrative for the world, because they're trying to bring in a new order right now. But they wouldn't be able to set it up if people didn't believe it the way it's going through. But all you have to do is just hop on YouTube, look up some things about Tartaria, look up some things about the millennial reign already happening. These things have already taken place, so we're not waiting for that.
Michael,
Yes.
the NWO that sister was talking about, that stands for the New
New
World
World
Order.
Order. Yes.
I just want to make sure you knew that.
Yeah, that's what the Rothschilds and the Bilderbergs and the Van Waltons and BlackRock.
Yeah, yeah. All of them guys.
Yeah. Yeah, well, society was built around psychologists because they know human nature. And when you walk in the flesh, the laws of psychiatry and all this stuff applies to you. But if you walk in the spirit don't is not subject to change like that.
That's true. But
Exactly.
that's why they're using pharmakia, because they want to get as many people hooked on some type of mind altering substance to try to tell you that when this spirit realm, so when the Bible talks about the veil coming down, what's happening is our enlightenment, our spirit eyes are becoming open. So and this is why the Vatican went ahead and made that great big old announcement about they're not going to adhere to any people coming saying that they're seeing apparitions, because they know what's about to happen. The energies that's coming upon the planet is going to open up people's pineal gland, and that scripture in the Bible will be a fulfillment where it says Jacob saw God face to face. So Jacob is not a human per se. Jacob is like a body, like a crowd or a collective. And when it says that he saw God face to face, it means that he will all of a sudden now be able to have his spiritual eyes open. Our consciousness has been cut off from us due to a lot of things, but mostly the food and water. But it's going to be certain vibrations that are going to shake that free from everyone on this planet soon.
Well, I can understand that to a degree because it talks about a time of Jacob's trouble, but Jacob's been dead for, so it's not just one person.
Because it says he's going to be saved out of it. So imagine, what is this that is saying Jacob's going to be saved out of? It's people like us, people that are using discernment. We're going to know, like when we see the blue beam shot up in the sky, yes, Jesus in the sky. We're going to be like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I've heard of Project Bluebeam, but I've also heard of HARP and all this stuff. And a lot of things people say really get me because a hurricane or a tornado comes through and it messes something up, but everybody's like, the government did it, HARP did it. But what about your Father in heaven that controls all weather? Where's his room to be the one that did that? You won't accept it because people died or something? I don't understand.
Well, you have, again, it goes back to this. So first of all, our Father in heaven is not a killer. He's only light. And light, that's why Jesus said, I came to save the souls of man. He said, because he said, I came to break up the power of the one who has had people in bondage to fear and death. So keep that in mind when you say what you just said, because in the book of Job thought he was fighting with the creator. Job thought the creator was, it's when it says fire came down out of heaven and destroyed his house. He thought that was the creator doing that. But at the end of the book of Job, we see it was Satan. Satan was challenging one of the Lucifers. They were fighting over Job. But people to this day think that's the creator. And that is, they think it's the creator and the devil. It's actually the two factions. Satan and Lucifer are fighting over man. If you read this book by Rudolf Steiner, he calls them Lucifer and Amharan, because he knows that there's two factions fighting over the souls of man. But here's the key: we don't have to deal with any of that because we belong to the Creator. So only way they can take us is if we give ourselves over to them.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna back on out of here. Peace and blessings and unity to everyone here.
Yeah, actually, I am too.
I'm leaving too.
Oh, wow, we all left at once.
Peace, blessing, love, light to you all.
Yes, thank you all, and God bless you all, and I hope that your night goes well.
Brother Yaquab, he's on at 5:00 every day, so feel welcome to join us there, Brother Michael.
Okay, I will. Thank you for having me on your platform, my friend.
And there's one more thing. He in the chat. He put down Brother Sila Shalom's videos and how to get to them. They're in the chat somewhere.
Okay.
So make sure you check that before you go off, and write that down so you can see some of those videos. So you'll get an idea of what we're talking about.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay,
hey, Michael, let me say this before you go.
Yes, sir.
And when you get a chance, look at the beginning of my video where I tell people a lot of the things you were saying. This sounds like you are already plugged in and ready for the OAHSPE. And look at the beginning of my video. What I like to tell people is read the glossary first.
Okay.
Read the glossary first. I scroll the glossary at the beginning of my video. So it'll give you a good idea of what you're getting into. It'll give you a head start if you read the glossary. And
Okay.
personally, I think that you headed for an explosion in your overstanding, because you
Well,
say
go ahead. I'm sorry.
you're. I was listening to you talk, and you got what I call you got the DNA for the OAHSPE, and
Okay.
you should really look at it. And I hope you. I'm not here on Wednesday. I'll be in another Bible study on Wednesday. My schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Okay.
And I have some links in the description area where you can go on Facebook and you can join those rooms that I have listed in the description area. And then you can just scroll down and get more of an idea of what we are about. Now, one of the things that I always see on video, and then that'll be it for me, is I stress that the one of the main reasons why I've taken it upon myself to do these videos. I've only just come into this overstanding since January.
Okay.
Now, one of the most important things that I like to stress to people is to become aware of the beast kingdom. The
Yeah.
OAHSPE,
It's
the
rising.
OAHSPE Bible, it talks about the beast kingdom, and the beast kingdom is Christianity, is Mohammedanism, is Buddhism, is Hinduism, it's religion, it's anywhere anything born of a woman is worship. That's what the OAHSPE calls. See, there's a scripture in the Bible, I think that you read it, where in Acts 17 it says that the times of this ignorance talks about men worshiping idols and deities.
Yeah.
And it says the times of this ignorance, God winked at it. Now he commands men everywhere to repent. And that means to come out of deity worship. That's what the world is involved in, deity worship. So just go to the Bible is getting really, really exposed in this day and age. I mean, it's an amazing thing. So it sounds like you're at the beginning of a journey, and I just encourage you, get a hold of the OAHSPE. If you need help, I'll help you. Read the
Okay.
glossary. I scroll it at the beginning. I scrolled it at the beginning of this video, and it'll give you an idea of what it's all about.
Okay. I can do that.
Yeah, I wish you would join us and have fellowship with us
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Okay. I can do that.
And then the brother here has posted a YouTube channel of one of our brothers who he's been in it for a while, and he's really sharing some deep things about the OAHSPE and other things too that you might like.
Okay. I'll check all that out and do some looking into it.
Yeah. Been a pleasure talking to you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you having on and all your guests. Even though that we had differences in opinion, it was still a nice civilized chat, and that's hard to do now. So,
Well, you welcome here anytime, man.
well, thank you, man. I'll be back.
Okay, I believe you.
All right. God bless you. I hope you have a great night.
All right. Peace, love, and light to you as well. Well, I want to go ahead and give thanks to the creator for the video and the blessing, the brother that we met, and information passed back and forth. A real blessing for myself. Thank the creator for that. Good time to go ahead and wrap things up. Brethren, thank you for joining me. I pray the creator bless you and anyone who sees this video with more wisdom, knowledge, understanding, endurance, and patience as we await our kingdom. The brother was addressing the situation in the Middle East tonight, and indeed is something that is going to eventually explode, and the creator may reveal some higher overstanding when this does come to pass, whatever it is. So thank you, brethren, for joining me. I want to thank the Creator again for helping me to do this video and to try to minister to my brethren, be a light while I am in this reality. And brethren, thank you. And Creator willing, tomorrow I'll see you again on this channel. So until then, thank you for joining me. Shalom.